Hi Gemini, this is Krista here with your May 2020 Tarot forecast. So guys, this is a really nice extended reading. It's for the whole month. You do have bi-weekly readings for the month. There's the first 2 weeks is already up for you, but let us see what is in store for you for the entire month. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. This is going to be really lengthy and involved, hopefully exciting and helpful. But if you're back for more, thank you so much for joining me and for being here with me. All right, Gemini, what do you need to know for May 2020? Messages for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising. This is for your Sun, Moon, Rising, guys. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, May 2020. All right, folks, so as I said, we're going to have a fairly extended, really detailed look at the month for you. I'm going to be using 2 tarot decks and a Celtic cross for you. So let's get the cards out and see what's going on. So already we're seeing a couple of 6s. There looks like a balance or a rebalancing is going to be helpful for you now, and then some healing at the end of the month for you. I'm actually seeing the 6 of Cups quite regularly, and this is pretty normal during these very strange times. You know, there's definitely an element of nostalgia or sentimentality in, I would say, the human consciousness at this point. So you're definitely not alone there. The Empress at the bottom of the deck for you. So this is what's going on with relation to everything that we see here. So behind the scenes, what you really want, what is available to you, what you can, you know, source right now. So the Empress, right? So nice Venusian energy. This is extremely technically a feminine energy, but it can be masculine or male or female, right? Because we know that Taurus and Libra are both ruled by Venus, but those are both masculine and feminine signs. So this is really just the energy. And this is growth energy. This is life-giving. This is birth. There could be the birth of a child, birth of a project. Again, this is a general reading for you. So whatever you're currently experiencing is what I suggest you apply these messages to. But it's a really beautiful card. There could also be a moment of enlightenment here as well. And of course, beauty. We are looking at beauty, and then if you're into the Gnostics or shamans or the occult, you'll recognize that, you know, beauty is truth, and truth are numbers. So there could be an interest in numbers, mathematics, data, right, of the natural world, natural occurrences, truth, beauty with regard to natural occurrences. But it's a very supportive and very nurturing energy, right? So really nice to see that at the bottom of the deck for you. It could also be about females in general for you, whether you're a man or a woman, frankly. Let's get your second layer here, and then we'll dive right in. Pardon me. Yeah, so, and then we have our 5s, right? Here we have a couple of 5s. You definitely are going to be, and we knew this as soon as we saw the star as your advice card. Here's our other 6. Yeah, you're going to have to come to terms with something here. Something's going to be upsetting. Something's going to be shut down for good here. Lots of swords energy, particularly in your qualifying positions. So the mini deck is the qualifier deck, bottom of the deck energy. More swords here, guys. Just as a count, because this is really interesting. Out of the first layer, we have 1 sword. Out of the second layer, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 swords. So whatever looks like is going on, say on the surface, money, your emotional world, possibly your work environment, working for or with a woman who's very important to you. Your social status could be very important to you. But you know, what you're giving birth to, what you're giving life to, what is coming to fruition here. And this is always going on. You know, this is actually Earth energy, even though it's Venus, which is beauty. But, you know, it takes place in this world, and it creates and it allows for beauty. Now, it's interesting that the Seven of Swords would be qualifying. So this is bottom of the deck, right? So the Seven of Swords is qualifying this beauty, this life-giving, this self-generating bounty. There's just an enormous sense of bounty here. Seven of Swords is always tricky, just straight up, no matter where it sits, no matter what position it's in, no matter what it's qualifying, frankly. In its highest energy, the Seven of Swords can be helpful in that it helps you to step out in a unique direction, carrying your own truth. You get to do and say what you believe is true. You could even you could be coloring outside of the lines type thing. You could be doing something unusual or even eccentric. But, you know, that's the highest quality of this. You know, the lowest vibration, or, you know, what's commonly seen in the Seven of Swords, however, is a sense of trickery, gambling. There's deception, right? It could be low-key or small-scale deception, but just because we're dealing with a minor arcana. But, you know what, all the same, it is sort of shadowing the Empress. So I would alert you this month anyway, in terms of everything you're seeing here, sort of behind the scenes to what we're going to get in detail here, that there is something going on with regard to a development or life-giving or an offering or something that is, you know, naturally propelling or ongoing, that has to do with trickery. You might even have some concerns about something going on in the natural world, or something that could be occurring naturally, even a birth, even the birth of a new idea, conversation, could contain deception or trickery. Let's get into the first position here. So this is the situation for you, the Six of Cups, qualified by the Three of Cups. Guys, it's really not unusual to see this, and this is just a little bit of sorrow, and not in the Five of Cups way, not like I lost everything. This is just sorrow in the sense where you're really missing your friends, you're really missing something that gave you a lot of peace. You could even just be missing a sense of either friendships themselves, support from friends, supporting friends. This is a general reading. It could go both ways. But there's a nostalgia here. You could be missing friends, sentimentality, even old goals and dreams. But definitely it's affecting your heart. And I'm not surprised to see that there's a longing there. I really can't blame you. Here with the Queen of Pentacles, qualified by the Four of Pentacles. And this is what's crossing you. So this is what is sort of sitting on top or affecting this feeling here. And of course we have 10th house energy ruled Capricorn, Queen of Pentacles. And that's social status, right? That is how other people see you, how you want to be seen, what you do for a living, if you have any letters after your name, that type of thing, right? You know, how important are you? But also, you know, that's sort of a clinical aspect of it. The earthy and practical aspect of it is actually quite similar to the Empress, believe it or not. We are dealing with an earth sign. There's a lot of earth energy here. And it could just be about health and money, how you take care of your health, and what your income means to your health overall, whether that's financial, mental health, physical health, whatever that is. Seeing here that it's qualified by the Four of Pentacles, there's a position of being stuck, right? There's a position of, while the Four does indicate stability, so you're certainly not, it doesn't appear as though there's a suffering here. You're certainly stable, but it could feel blocked. It could feel like you're not really moving anywhere, you're not really moving in any direction. And this could be part and parcel of just feeling a little bit down about that, or kind of missing the way things used to be. Again, not shocking. Here, the Ten of Swords qualifies the Three of Wands in your recent, sort of at the foundation of it all, right? And again, we're dealing with some threes here as well. I am going to give you some indication as to what 3 threes mean for you. I'm just quickly looking at some other numbers here to make sure I don't miss anything. We only have 2 6s. Do we only have 2 6s? Was I right about that? 6, 6, 6. Okay, so I'm going to look up 3 threes and 3 6s for you, okay, guys? Because those are repetitive numbers here, and I do find that really, really helpful. Just just the terminology behind that that symbolism will be helpful for you as well. So yeah, this was a dead end, right? So moving in the direction of your dreams, you had plans, you had goals, you were probably working hard at something, you expected something to come to you that you were physically engaged in, and it's just sort of hit a dead end. There's a dead wall. This is overkill. So it could have just been taken from you. It could have just been undone. Here in a recent past, right, here's where we're seeing that 5 of Swords qualify the Death card. So the 5 of Swords, so remember the 7 of Swords is over here. We have the 10 of Swords over here. Swords are is a heavy element, right? It's a heavy element in the tarot, the heaviest. There's a lot of lessons here, but it's like that because it's in your mind. It's like sort of what we begin creating for ourselves. So a conversation here that someone had to win or lose, there's a death to that. There's a death to a conversation. You could be unwilling to look at new information here. You could be someone, either you are tricking yourself into not looking at something that's sort of right in front of you that is part of the natural world, that is undeniable. And then, you know, the indication here that there is a winner or a loser, you could be dealing with a Scorpio individual as well. But certainly this is an argumentative card, right? 5s are always chaotic. We're going to see another one here in a moment. They beg for balance. But there is a great lesson here. There is an opportunity to learn here. So he is looking right at the individual in the Death card. You can probably see there's a phoenix down here. So you can come back around. There's something that can be made of something that sort of fell apart. But generally speaking, the 5 of Swords is going to speak to, even if it's low key or it doesn't last, it can indicate an upsetting argument. So it could have closed the door on something, and hopefully something new and positive comes out of it. We do have our second 4 of Pentacles here I want to mention. There's another one here. And before I go any further or forget, I want to indicate those 3 threes, right? 1, 2, I had another 3. Where were you? 3. And then your 6s, right? 1, 2, 3. So 3 threes is deceit. Okay. I don't make it up, guys. I'm just reading a book. Yeah, this is what I started off saying, okay? And it's, again, I can't make it up. I'm just looking at the cards. Pretty much anyone's going to give you the same information, frankly, to the definition of that. 3 threes is deceit. You are being deceived, or you are actively in the process of deceiving someone else. Period. 3 6s, achievements and success. So could there be someone benefiting from this deceit? Probably, right? How deeply do you want to look at this? We have some air. You're finishing off with air. You know, in order to heal a situation where you want to move on to, you know, at least mentally calmer waters, you are going to have to do some research. If you are interested in what is true and what is real, you're being asked to do it for yourself. But you have to get to the point where you realize what you're up against. And I don't know if you entirely are aware of that or want to see that. And what I mean by up against is deceit, trickery, and gambling, okay? And further to that, that someone, you or someone around you, or whether you know them or not, is benefiting from that. So that's what I'm seeing here very clearly for you. 4 of Pentacles qualified by the 5 of Pentacles. This is crowning you. This is what's going on that needs remedy. clearly, right? These are not exactly welcome energies to have sort of crowning you, overseeing your future, at least the last 2 weeks of the month. Four of Pentacles, again, we saw this back here. While it is stable, there is a miser element to it. There is I'm not willing to move, I'm not willing to budge. And it's really bringing you down. It's making you feel down and out. You can't get support, or you are agreeing with someone else, or they're agreeing with you, but it's just not helping. Nothing about this helps. I'm going to leave that there. So we do have an opportunity. However, your near future does indicate the Knight of Wands, qualified by the Ace of Pentacles. This is a glorious opportunity here, guys. I'm telling you, we have Sagittarius energy here, which is a very nice, compatible sign with you, Gemini. Qualified with the Ace of Pentacles here. So we have some Jupiter energy with a new person, place, or thing, right? A new opportunity. I'm not going to call this an aha moment, because that would be an Ace of Wands. That would be an Ace of Swords. We're looking at Pentacles, so we're looking at a person, place, or thing. So a new opportunity, I would even say a new book, a movie, just a noun. Anytime you see Pentacles, just consider them nouns, in my view. And she's looking right at it. So either you're being asked to either seek, Sagittarius energy is the ninth house, guys. It's the philosopher. Like, what I'm seeing straight up is an inability to see something for what it really is, because you don't want to see it, because somehow it's going to collapse what you already think or believe. There, I said it. And do you prefer evidence, or do you prefer beliefs? And that's what we're seeing here, because in the position that represents how you see yourself, you don't want to see this. This is upsetting to you, right? You have a chance at victory here. You have a chance of setting yourself free by taking action on, I would say, a person, place, or thing. And more likely than not, this is going to be, an opportunity, something that you're going to seek or given to you. You won't have to look very hard. But in how you see yourself right now, there's a little bit of upset around a victory. Even if you do have a small victory here, even if it means you're not alone in feeling sad, is that a victory? That would be my question here, because, misery loves company, but what about the truth? What about reality? So, and my question would be, why aren't you giving yourself enough credit to look at something, whether or not you already believe it's true? So, try to consider that a project, something that you can even find exciting or revealing. And if nothing else, a philosophical exercise. But having the Three of Swords cross the, or qualify the Six of Wands, is you are going to be comforted. You are going to feel like you figured something out here, but it is simply not going to change the way you feel. It's really going to kind of be in this collapsing zone of, I don't like it, therefore I won't look at it type thing. However, there is a creative potential here. You do have creative potential around a small sense of victory, or putting yourself in the spotlight, or being put in the spotlight. Now, this is interesting, because this is how other people are seeing you. We have the Hermit qualified by the Knight of Swords, as you can see here. So here we have your energy with Virgo energy. The Knight is Gemini, technically, and then we have Virgo. So we have Mercury. This is big time Mercury energy. I would say education is necessary. We see the Knight of Swords twice here. Guys, the Knight of Swords is very quick, rushing information. It is data, it is numbers, it is communication, but it's fast. And as I just pointed out, Mercury is extremely changeable. This is mutable. Both of these cards indicate mutable energy. So something is swift, information, communication, data, whatever it is, something may be swift, you may be able to get a hold of it quickly. However, it seems to be in flux. It seems to be in motion or moving. I might suggest here that you go within as well. You can go within for some information. I would take what you're getting and maybe go within and look possibly a little bit more intuitively. Maybe discuss things with a woman or someone who is a Taurus or a Libra person, who you consider to be educated or able to educate you, right? Or vice versa, that you can help. So here we see the Knight of Swords again qualified by the the 9 of Pentacles, and this is in your hopes and fears. So you really want to be rewarded for this. You want to feel solid. You want to feel practically well off within your informational sphere. You could be a researcher, Gemini. You could be researching and a researcher and developing data in order to sell or to make yourself well known or even famous. That could be a part of this as well for you. And then with the advice, right? The Star card qualified by the 6 of Swords. So here we have some Aquarius energy, and this is the cold hard facts, right? So this person is great in groups. You would even benefit, Gemini, from dealing with an Aquarius with regard to information where you were trying to avoid being tricked or deceived. But definitely someone, if it's not you, someone around you has a lot to gain from either withholding or information that constantly changes. And the Star, as you know, does not only mean being in the spotlight, but it is an extraordinary healing after a devastating loss or a devastating position. When we have the 6 of Swords on top of this, we have a sense of mental freedom. There's a sense of mental peace here. So this could be very helpful for you, at least by the end of the month, right? You can set yourself free, but you are going to have to communicate with other individuals. Remember, Aquarius is all about the collective, and they're very good at groups, in groups, you know, crowds. They're very good at the collective, but they can be accused of, can be accused of being a little bit distant or cold in interpersonal relationships. But you know what? This seems to be less and less about interpersonal relationships and more about what is being understood, what data, evidence is being shared. It's extremely interesting to me to see all these swords, especially, you know, on top of these other really solid cards, right? So, I mean, you do have, there is a sense of well-being, but it is being affected, okay? This could even be about your mom, sharing information about your mom. You could even just be arguing with your mom here, right? So, you know, harmony is a big, big deal here for you. Maternal influences is very big. I already mentioned a child, either you're someone's child or you have a child, and this could be going on within that relationship. But, you know, also, you know, artistic creativity, inspiration is a huge deal. We see this here. We see this here. You know, you can really begin to express yourself here. So it could just be a matter of not feeling like you know or have enough, and then you're thwarting your own contribution around creativity. Could even be in the arts right now for you as well. Really interesting to see some of these cards jump out already. Okay. And I'm just going to get one more for you guys, and we'll polish off your reading. It's really interesting as well to see these two kind of look at each other. So again, we're dealing with a lot of mutable energy here, okay? Sagittarius and Gemini energy kind of looking at each other. This one's a little bit more sparkly. This one's a little bit more, it's, you know, this is warm, this is cold. But again, back to the 5s and the 6s, right? We're looking at an element of balance. Balance is going to be important here. I would maybe just balance what you don't want to hear against what you do like to hear. That could be another way to put it as well. You don't have to drive yourself nuts with information here or anything. Particularly if it's always in flux, right? You want to feel good about having the answers. You want to feel confident and positive and good and supported by the evidence. You know, and I can't really blame you. All right, folks, so let's get your oracles out for you. So Turkey is giveaway. It's really interesting to see this. I'm going to suggest that it has to do with what's crowning you. You're really just going to have to give up what you're clinging to, because it's causing pain for no reason, even if someone else is with you, or even if someone else... Misery loves company, right? So what are you clinging? What would you cling to that for? You're going to have to give something up. This is giveaway. Another way to look at Turkey, of course, is sacrifice. Give something up for the collective. It could even just be your own ego at this point. Here we have surrender and release, divine timing, and forgiveness. So forgiveness is really, really big. I do see this again with a parental figure, probably a mom. If you're the mom, it could be with your children or your grandchildren. Forgiveness is very important to extend even to yourself. So you could even be disappointed in yourself by the second or third week of the month here, guys, and you just need to sort of pick yourself up and move on. Like, you were wrong about something, or someone around you was wrong about something, or you made a mistake. You know, yeah, that's life. You're supposed to. How else were you supposed to know? So divine timing, I really do see this here with the Knight of Wands here with the Ace of Pentacles. I really do see, at least between the second and third week of the month for you, something is going to be helpful, particularly if you're looking at an event or a circumstance, position, idea, thought, belief, whatever that is, with an attitude of philosophy. And then surrender and release, it really is good to give up the ghost. You want to give up what it is that's holding you back the most. And if it is your ego, it could very well be. It looks like that needs to, excuse me, that needs to be put to the wayside here, because it's not contributing. It really isn't. It's just a matter of clinging, and it's not contributing to personal growth. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. This is really nice. This could actually be the Aquarius. This could be the person, whether you're romantic about the information you share or how you connect in other ways. You know, it sounds very positive. And then time for a nap. I do see this here, right? You are going to have to retire something. You're going to have to go within. Maybe just find out from yourself, gather as much as you can, and then be quiet with it. Let it sit. See how it stands up in the light of day. So Gemini, I hope that was helpful for you. I do see a positive outcome for you, though, and balance is going to be really essential no matter what in the month of May for you. So if you like my content, like, share, and subscribe to my videos and my channel. And I hope I see you in the next video. Bye for now, guys.